Hello Aries, Aries rising and Aries moon people. This is your weekly astrological and card horoscope for the week starting December 4th, the year 2017. And just a quick reminder for all of y'all out there, remember that if you ever want to get a session with me, you do need to go to my website, integrativemysticism.com. So what is going on with the astrology this week? Well, on Wednesday, we have Mercury, recently turned retrograde, in Sagittarius, in your 9th house of higher education, government legal proceedings, travel, as well as academia and culture, forming a very strong and helpful sextile to Mars, getting ready to leave Libra in your 7th house of partnerships, your closest one-on-one relationships. That's your boyfriend, girlfriend, BFF, business partner, husband, wife, and roommate. And remember, it's always important to appreciate nuance and not do astrology black and white. Mercury retrograde sextiling to Mars in this area is creating some kind of help from an old partner, or possibly an old best friend, or maybe an old colleague coming to you that is going to actually solve some kind of problem in the present. With Mercury retrograde sextile to Mars, this could be maybe a former schoolmate, possibly even a former friend, or even a helpful ex we are still on good terms with. This does look to be somebody that is now living at a bit of a distance, but it may have some kind of pertinent information or the perfect fix to a problem you've hit a dead end with. On Sunday, we've got Neptune and Venus in a square between Venus, recently moved into Sagittarius, into your 9th house of higher education, again, government, legal proceedings, travel, culture, and all of that good stuff, and Neptune in the 12th house of your past, your privacy, and your hidden zone. And with Neptune square to Mercury, we can sometimes have, Venus, we can sometimes have an issue going on with excess, okay? Remember, Venus is all about pleasure. Neptune can be about pleasure, but Neptune can also rule addiction and addictive behavior. And there could be something going on either in a spiritual group, or possibly, again, a travel plan, an event while traveling, or possibly even something going on in just sort of a cultural circle that you are in that's becoming a recurring habit, or possibly even a dependence for that group or that establishment that is turning out to be a little bit unhealthy. You're put on notice to be the voice of reason here and to keep people from getting a bit obsessive over whatever this is. This could also just be a simple subject matter or a course of action they are trying to take that you know is not necessarily going to be good for them, you, or all concerned. So what's going on with your cards this week? Well, for your spiritual advice, we do have the card of the Gate. And the Gate, the prompt simply reads, again, a barrier keeps you from your goal. Now the thing about gates is, all gates have keys and all gates can be climbed over, so again, nuance important. And when it comes to the gate, we tend to see a need to pay attention to where, again, we need to go and look for that way over or that key. Sometimes people encounter a gate or a barrier and they start to focus on the gate itself, whether they're caught up in the shock and awe and discouragement of the fact that the barrier exists at all, or that, again, they don't have the tools or the key on their person in order to open it. We've already seen with Mercury retrograde sextile to Mars that somebody probably does have the answer, but we're going to have to outsource for it. And the Gate card is basically saying, with this barrier in front of you, we may be trying too hard to simply reason it open. Pay attention to outside assistance this week, and even if it seems completely contrary to your initial design or initial agenda, that key may be coming from an exterior source in a way that you have not planned for. It's not on your itinerary. It may require a bit of a compromise, but if we don't, the barrier will remain. For your Earth sector, when it comes to your work and finances, we do have the Temperance card upright. And the Temperance card, interestingly enough, is talking about a wonderful transition when it comes to work and finances, because we're indicating a bit of a blend, a bit of a combining of forces this week. This could be a wonderful opportunity for a lot of you who are looking for a new job. You may be finding out that we are starting to integrate into the workforce in a way that's a bit seamless. You may be thinking you're going in for interview number 3 and you find out we've already jumped towards orientation. You know, getting your training packet, getting all of that ready, sort of like a subtle notice of hire. For those of you just thinking about money as a commodity in general, the Temperance card upright does indicate some outside assistance again, blending in with your financial agenda to increase your yield. This week could indicate a partner or possibly even maybe a new ally coming into your space. And again, we're combining armies, we're combining forces. And the Temperance card is saying slowly but surely this is going to start bringing, increase the yield of what our monthly take-home is going to be. It is going to be a slow progression. It may not necessarily all cash out instant gratification style, usually not with the Temperance card, but we do see, again, a noticeable difference even in as short as 2 to 3 weeks. For your communications with air, when it comes to your friends, your relatives, the others in your life, we have the Six of Pentacles upright. Again, assistance coming from the outside. The Six of Pentacles is a beautiful card because it is one of the very few cut and dry yes answers you get in a 78 card tarot deck. And when the Six of Pentacles is upright here, we do see somebody giving, handing over some kind of prize, some kind of asset. This may be you asking for help or somebody simply giving it unasked or unrequested. The nice thing about the Six of Pentacles upright is, though, that we do see this assistance being the solution, again, to a problem that we've been beating our head against the wall with. So there is going to actually be, again, some kind of cavalry rushing in for you. Your challenge this week with fire is the Three of Wands upright. Not necessarily a bad challenge to have. Overall, the Three of Wands is always a very good card. But it does talk about being able to keep up the pace and keep up responsiveness. And, with the Three of Wands, sometimes that can be a bit of a challenge. Things are ready to take off faster than we're ready to go with it. And, or perhaps we have with the Three of Wands, a bit of a focus on, okay, this person's trying to get a hold of us, but we don't know why. So we decide to ignore them. Again, that friend or that family member offering help to you this week or coming in to sort of be your backup. You may not think that they're offering you backup, so you dismiss it. Be careful, because sometimes a negative dismissal or, again, a bad move as far as a dismissal is concerned with the Three of Wands upright can be likely. The good news is, though, there is no other overarching challenge this week. The Three of Wands upright, however, is saying every solution proposed will be enacted quickly, which is actually a good thing if you can, if you can squeeze in the time. For your emotions with water and your romantic life, we do have the Lovers card reversed. And the Lovers card reversed can indicate a need to pay attention to where things this week may start to feel like a bit of a tug of war with a partner. The Lovers card reverse can indicate an unwillingness to break bread or find a win-win. And what I'm picking up from this card is that, for those of you who are dating, those of you who are meeting new people, you may find yourself in a situation where a potential partner may be acting a bit hard-headed. Some people are. They're afraid to compromise, they're a bit more inwardly focused. And with the Lovers card reversed, again, it's just for 1 week, but with the Lovers card reversed, it can indicate a need to pay attention to why that person is behaving the way they are. Are they in some kind of personal, healing kind of situation? Are they just too bogged down? But again, everyone's becoming a bit more inwardly focused, to the point where it's not available to put more energy into the relationship. Hopefully, this is just a short-term trend. For those of you who are currently coupled, the Lovers card reverse can indicate, again, more of a competitive energy with your partner, an emotionally competitive week. And it really does have to do more with, well, okay, whose pain, whose need, and whose desire is more important. And we have to be able to handle these trials and tribulations in relationships if we're going to make them work. An emotionally competitive situation can indicate, well, okay, maybe a person is, does not feel like emotionally they have a pot to piss in, so they don't think they can give any more. Maybe both people do. It can be a stressful time, and I think that this week with the Lovers card reverse, when we talk about emotional competitions, it's just important to make sure that we understand that we don't have to compete. The two of us can still have a very happy relationship, stay committed, and all of those good things. But with the Lovers card reversed, we may be trying too hard to pull each other into the other person's world and help solve the other person's issues, when maybe the other person and you both need a bit of a break from tinkering in each other's lives outside of the relationship. And that might be, that's a lesson a lot of, strong couples learn. And so, it doesn't have to be that hard. So that is your horoscope. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate it. And of course, if you ever want to get a session with me, you can always follow the links below or go to integrativemysticism.com.